Hey everyone, 59 Fern here, and welcome to my little chat, little live stream. So now we are live. Welcome to my little live stream. I'm going to make a little pattern today on my Digitakt, and the Digitakt is. There's a lot of cables, but I will only use the standard configuration. So there's no MIDI loopback stuff going on. And I'm not really prepared for this session. I will just use the stuff that's on my Digitakt right now. So let's have a listen. I'm going to create a pattern that I want to use for online class that I'm working on for producing minimal house with the Digitakt. So this will be a minimal house track, of course, and I think we have like 50 minutes of time or something. So we started a little earlier because I have to go a little earlier. Anyway, so if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Hey Michael, nice to see you in the chat. And yeah, I'm going to start with something pretty basic. So I just started something new, but I'm going to create a new project because this will be something I will use in the next weeks for a couple of times. I will name this class. Okay, cool. There we go. And I would really encourage you to create new projects for anything you do, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the Digitakt and you lose overview pretty soon. So I create new projects whenever I can. So I'm gonna load this project. No, I don't want to save this. Save, no, yes. Okay, so there we go. And you see I'm now pretty basic with the default sounds. And the first thing I'm going to do is change the speed a little down. So here Digitakt has like a tempo function, and my tracks are usually around 100, 112 BPM or something. So this is the first thing I do each time I start a new pattern, and then I add some swing to this whole thing. All of my tracks, they use like swing 55 or 54% or something. Then we're done. The next thing I do before I start creating the pattern is I check the reverb and delay settings, because I usually use a lot of reverb stuff. So I made these parameters, especially the low pass filter, I lower it down a little bit from the reverb, and I make this reverb super long, not infinite, that's a little too much for my purpose, but like 126, it's a super long reverb. The next thing I'm going to do is check the delay configuration. Again, I don't want all those frequencies mudding up my mix later, so I close down the high pass filter a little bit and activate the ping pong effect and make it as wide as possible with this. The timing is okay for now. The timing is like 1/8, and a little bit more feedback is also always appreciated. So these ones are the effect configuration. The next I'm going into the master section. Hey Dieter, nice to see you here. The next thing I do is I go to the master compression section and I check if everything is okay here. Usually I apply a little bit of compression to my tracks, but I just think I will start without it. So let's go into the first track, and usually my tracks are organized the same way. Each of my tracks has the same build-up. So on track number 1, I always have the kick. On track number 2, I have the snare. On track number 3 are the hats. On track number 4 is usually a percussion sound. Sometimes I use it for synth. Track number 5 is the bass sound. And these 3 tracks are for textures, pads, and something like that. So I usually start with the kick and the bass because they will be like the foundation of everything. And yeah, let's just search for a nice sound for the kick. And this time I'm looking for something that is a little more organic. I have some kicks here. I think this one I use for another track of mine. I like this one. What do you think? Or this one? Yeah. This one sounds pretty crisp, I would say. Okay, let's take this one. And then I just give it like 4 tricks. And that's a pretty basic kick going on. To get it a little bit more organic, I'm going to add some micro variations. Like this kick has to be the correct level, volume level. The next one is a little bit lower, the next one too, and this one is a little bit louder than the first one. And then this one I set off a little bit off the grid. Digitakt has a micro timing feature for that, and I use it to create a little bit of some mistakes, or a little bit to let them run beside the grid. Those changes are very subtle, but at the end they add to the track and they give it a little bit more organic feeling. Right now you are not going to hear any changes. Maybe you do, but I don't. So this will be our kick. Let me check the amplitude of this sound. I really like short kick sounds. So, but this is already short by nature. So I think I leave it as it is. So that is okay. Then I'm going to check the filter section if I could add some high frequency by adding a little bit of resonance. But I think that's okay. Yeah, we leave it as it is. That's okay. Cool. So that is our kick sound, and we will add some more sounds in between on those free tricks because I don't want to waste all those free tricks. So we are going to add some noises in between later. Right now I'm going to activate the track number 5, which will be our bass line. And I'm going for a pretty simple bass sound. My bass sounds are usually super simple sinus waves. I know. This is some kind of... I like this one. Ah, that's all. I know. This is really punchy. This sounds more like a kick to me. No, this is too soft. Let's go into another folder. I think I have some here. Kick, no. Recording, synth. No, these are, here are no really bass sounds in there. Okay, let's take one of these. Let's take this one. Okay, so you maybe noticed that I'm going to stay on page number 1. You could add like more pages and have like 64 tricks per pattern, but I usually like to stay in the 16 steps of the first page. I really don't know why. It's maybe I'm just too lazy or something. Okay, so let's create a little bass pattern, and what I like to do is to create a little question and answer game with my patterns. That means the bass is creating like a question, and then another instrument is going to answer on those tricks. This is already okay. Let's check if I could. Okay. And let's do this again. Create some small adjustments. Okay, that's pretty simple, but I like it, kind of. The next thing we are going to do is, let's add some noises here. On the kick track, I'm going to add some noises because I'm a big fan of noises. So I created a folder with vinyl crackles. This is that's a little too much. I like this one. Okay, and I'm going to check which part of the sample I'm going to play, but let's have a listen first. Oh, that's already nice. Let's check if I pitch it down. No. It already has the same pitch as the bass sound, at least in my headphones. So, hey Steffen, nice meeting you here. Enjoy this little tutorial. I think it's pretty important that all those samples we are going to use, that they play in the same pitch range, so you won't get a little messed up mix at the end. This is cool. I like it. Maybe not so loud. A little more quiet. And to give it a little bit more groove, I'm going to cut it off at the end. Yeah, this is cool. And filter down. Yeah, that's cool. And now what we could do is to copy this trick and paste it here. And let this trick play reverse. But maybe from no. Yeah, kind of. This is nice. Okay, I like this. Maybe we add a variation by giving this trick the condition to play only 50%. That means the possibility that this sound is being triggered is 50%. And if it's not going to play, I'm gonna copy this onto this trick. And if this one is played, you see that I get already kind of variations playing. But if this is going to if this one is not being trigged, I want to play a different part of the sample here. So I'm going to move the starting point of this reverse sample a little bit backwards, and this condition is pre, and that means this trick will only play if this one was not played. And we're going to shift this one to this position by moving it completely to the left. That means it's going to play on this position, but only one of them is playing at the time. And you hear there are pretty subtle changes, but again they sum up at the end and they make this whole thing more interesting later. But we are not done yet. I'm also adding a little click on this. I'm adding a little click on this trick to get the kick a little bit more groovy. Perks. This one I like. Let's take this one. Not so harsh, so I lower down the frequency of the filter. I don't like this when it's too loud or too harsh. I just want to have this sound, or to add this sound a little to the groove of this pattern. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add delay to this trick and let it play only like 10% possibility chance, or maybe 20. Haha, hallo Schwabisch. Nice to meet you all, guys. I hope you enjoy this little session. Okay. What do you think? Should this play more often? I think so. Okay. And last but not least, I'm going to add another sound on the kick track, which will be something like this, but very, very quiet. So lower down the filter frequency like this. And okay, let's see. And this one, I only want to play each second time the playhead passes this trick. Okay, that sounds cool, but I think no, this position was better. Okay, so the kick track is okay. That's cool. Let's move on with the heads, because they add much more groove to the track. And my heads are usually super short. I always cut off all those head sounds. Let me check this one, the heads. Okay, let's start with this one. Shorter, shorter, shorter. Shorter, shorter, shorter. Lower it down a little. No, I don't like this sound. It's a little too harsh. This is better. I kind of like this one. Yeah. Nope, I don't like it. Okay, let's stay with this one for now. And the same game again. I always do this when I start creating the pattern. Go into the amp page and add some variation to each of the tricks. And maybe this one is a little lower. This one is higher. This one is higher. And this one is lower. So we get like a little wave. Yeah, that's cool. And what I want to do now is to add some shuffles to those tricks. And I do that by placing another trick in front of this head sound. And I'm going to choose a different head sound for that. And I think I'm going to change to use this one. Make it short. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's copy that, place it here, and pitch it up a little bit. I would like the other way around better. So, sorry for this copy and paste method. Yeah, that is better. Okay, and I copy those two tricks and paste them here, and they will both have a randomness or condition play of 50 or let's say like 33% to add a little bit more randomness and variation to this pattern. But I want to add a little bit more. So I'm going to pitch these down 1 octave. Yeah, that is cool. Cool. Okay, and don't forget to save your project. Save patterns, yes. So we go ahead with the snare. And this time I want to use a sound that is not obviously a snare. I want to use a different sound for it. And for that I have really no clue what my library is offering me. Just add those sounds. And, oh no, sorry. And let's add this one. Yeah. What do you think? Do you like it? I'm not sure. Let's put them off the grid. Yeah, that's a little better. But I'm still not sure if I like this sound. This is interesting. I like this one. Okay, let's stay with the usual snare sound. I kind of like this sound, but it's better if they play on the grid this time. Okay, and what I really like to do, hey Eric, nice meeting you here. I hope you're good. What I really like to do is to add like some ghost snare sounds here and there. And they will sound like this. Put a snare, put a trick here and here. But I want here, this one, I want to be a different snare sound. Maybe a clap. Let's take a random one. Again, small amplitude. Yeah, that one. And not so loud. Filter up. Maybe pitch down. No, that doesn't work. Let's paste it here. But it's still too loud. And give it again a condition. Let's play only the second time. I realized that I really like those sounds here, and I want to play them more often. 33% is not enough. I think this one will play each time. Yeah, that is better. Save that. But it's a little bit too loud, in my opinion. Okay. Maybe a little bit resonance. Yeah, that is cool. Okay. So we have the foundation of the track. Yes, you should really use them, Liam. It's really worth it. At the end of the day, people don't they will feel that something is off the grid, but they don't know what. And that gives this pretty mechanic track or pattern a much more organic feel. Okay, so now let's move on with a texture. And I have them usually on track number 8 or 7. Oh no, let's start with a pad actually that lays down some basic atmosphere to this track, and I have a folder where I put in thousands of those samples. Is it this one? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I'm looking for a sample that is long enough to play over the 16 tricks, but that is dark. No. This is a cool one. I like this one. This is not dark, but we are going to pitch it maybe down a little bit. No, keep it on C3. And this, the sample has a little, the volume goes up in the first few microseconds, and I don't want it. I just want to start the sample like this. And I want to loop it, so I just have an idea for the bass sound. There is, I will add one here, and this sound, stop it, I'm going to play only the second time it's going to play. But wrong position. Or maybe here. Nope. This position was better. Okay, leave it. No, I'm going to stay with the first version. Okay, let's go ahead with this pad. It's a little bit too present for me, so I'm going to lower down the filter frequency. And what I want to do is yeah, this is something I will later in the, I think today we are not going to perform this, this track, but the bit reduction will be something I will play with during the performance later. What I want to do now is to activate the LFO for this track and try to modulate the filter frequency, which is now in this position, and I want to move it in a random wave with a pretty high depth, and let's see how that sounds like. Okay, that's a little bit too much. And by pressing function and set the speed to 16 and reduce the multiplier. Oh, that is cool. I like it. Okay, let's check with the other tracks. Okay, something is going on with the bit reduction. I think it's a little too fast. No, that's a little bit too stressful for my ears. I like this one. And what I'm going to do is to add reverbs. Yeah. Okay, some delays. No, that one was better. No, that frequency was better, that pitch was better. That is pretty groovy, I like it. But this seems to be now cool. But I want a persistent pad playing, so I'm gonna add a second pad inside of the texture for this track, and I'm looking for something else in this folder, and we have this one. Maybe that. Let's try that one. And what I usually try is to not to let them play in the same frequency spectrum, so that I get like that the spectrum is more filled. That's why I'm trying to pitch this down, but I think this doesn't work. Oh, I have to first add a note, of course. Let's add a note. Okay, that is our sound. Again, this one has a little thing that I don't want, so that is a nice loop. Okay, what happens if I pitch it up? No, I liked it more when it was down. In this case, I think this frequency is a little better. Hey Andreas, Have you seen my super professional Jaspers board? I bought it because of your tip. Thank you. I know, I think you cannot see it here. So I think I'm gonna stay with this one. But I'm going to add an LFO to the bit reduction. The bit reduction is playing also with a random pattern, a random waveform, and slower down the speed a little bit higher. Reverb, delay, I do this technique a lot in older tracks. Yeah. More. Louder. Yeah, that one I want. That's cool. Okay, so let's see how that sounds together. Wow, that's a little bit too much. Okay, so this is now pretty nice. Let me check the frequency of this one. This has a little bit too, it has too much low frequencies. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice tip. That's a cool trick, Andreas. Yeah, you're right. But I never use shakers. Maybe I should use shakers in my next track. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a fill to this, something I normally don't use in my performances. I don't like this. That sounds weird. That is better. It was out of sync, I think. Okay, for now I'm gonna switch off this bit reduction because I'm gonna use it during the performance. Okay, now we have 2 tracks left. And on track number 1, I'm going to add some percussions, I think. I just don't know what kind of percussion. percussions. I think I'm gonna, or maybe a step sound. Yeah, let's try a step sound. Let's take this one. Cut the amplitude off. And pitch it down. But that sound doesn't really work for this. That is better. Yeah. And what I want to do is with this track, I want to let it play with polyrhythm or with a different time signature. So it creates a little, yeah, like a little, it lets the track get a bit more complex, let's say that. And let's do this pattern length per track. Yes, and I'm gonna shorten this pattern to 15, and I think I have to do something here, and I have to set this to a high amount. Yeah. It's okay because we are not oops, sorry. Nope. I'm not going to perform this track in combination with another one because this setting would be a little problem during a live performance because this pattern would play 127 times until it's going to switch to the next pattern. So that would not so cool. So we leave it for now. Yeah, that is cool, but I don't like the sound. It sounds a little boring. Maybe that is better. Yeah, and maybe add some variations to the amplitudes as well. And add a little delay. I'm not sure about this sound. Yeah, something like that. Hey guys, I think I have to leave because my microphone is demanded by somebody else. I really hope you liked my little session. Maybe I go live next week again and prepare another track, I don't know. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I think there was some pretty nice stuff in the chat was going on. Have a nice weekend. And yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.